Alright, I've begun the recording for Zoysis Vayne Top. We are playing in gold, and we are doing a VOD review of the game we just watched. Here we go. So, starting off with runes, I really dislike Bloodline on Vayne, because I feel like you having the alacrity early on makes your life significantly easier, and you will notice the attack speed difference of 3% versus no percent. So, the thing with Vayne is, you want to play for winning early game. Because your champion already scales naturally, why do you want to scale harder? Bloodline doesn't make you scale any harder because all you need is Borg. Because having extra 6% lifesteal does jack shit for you. And you have extra 85 health, but no one gives a shit about 85 health. So it's not really worth it to sacrifice your potential kills early game to have Bloodline. Because oftentimes you'll end up into a fight to the death in top. And having alacrity 3% early on is significantly more useful. So that's Bloodline. Okay. The next thing that you want to run is you want to run coup de grace or cut down. I don't think last stand is ever good. I barely run this rune on Vayne. I think you should run the other two. The only time you run last stand is when you're against Garen. I think that's the only matchup that you can run it into. Aside from that, I would never run last stand. And even then, against Garen, I'd probably run cut down, honestly. I think that's significantly better. This is correct, Sudden Impact Ultimate Hunter, and this is correct. Against Tahm Kench matchup, I would probably run Scaling HP Shard, because this is a matchup that's pretty free. You only run flat HP Shard against matchups where it's like 50-50 big dick all-ins, like Jace, Darius maybe, Quinn obviously. Aside from that, I would not run flat HP Shard against TK, because it's so easy to dodge all his shit. It's not worth it. It's better to just scale. Because I believe you match flat HP Shard at level 6 with scaling HP Shard. So do you have any questions for runes so far?
Yeah, I just changed it.
Yep.
So, the last stand is only for Garen.
Yeah, but against Garen, I'd probably run cut down. I think cut down is still better against Garen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever you're positioning early on as Vayne, you always want to stay here if you don't want to ever face check the brush and just last it. Once you see where he is on the map, then you want to rotate over here. This is something that you never did in this entire laning phase. You want to be playing here. If you ever watch my videos, I am always playing here as Vayne, no matter what. And why I do that is because I auto my opponents and then I cut into the brush. But you need to make sure you find out where your opponent is first. So always play over here, because if they're in one of these brushes, they cannot jump onto you instantly. So you have plenty of time to respond and react. Now, for this actual fight against Tahm Kench, you autoed him and queued. This is good. Now, why the fuck would you ever walk this way? That doesn't make sense. In League of Legends...
I would...
What? Sorry?
Should I walk down, like, to the river?
Yes. And basically, here's what's happening here, okay? Let's talk about the game of tag. Let me break down League of Legends into 4 concepts first that you are very aware of because you're in my school community. But in this case, you weren't doing much of it throughout the entire game. So Zone of Influence, I'm sure you're aware of what that means. You've already watched my videos. It is the area somebody can impact. That's the first part. Now, there's a subsection to this section. It's called the spacing and tethering game. For me to explain the spacing and tethering game, I need to use 2 real-life examples to explain this to you. Okay, in real life, if there's 2 cars traveling in the opposite direction, okay? One is going 20 kilometers, one is going 10. Relative to each other, they're going 30 kilometers away from each other. This is basic, simple physics. You're aware of this.
Yeah.
If 2 cars are moving in the opposite direction, same direction, it's also 30 kilometers an hour. If there's 2 cars moving in the same direction, and this one's 20, this one's 10, this car is moving relative to this car 10 kilometers faster. Basic physics, you understand this. So that's the first concept. The second concept I need to explain to you is the game of tag. I want you to go back to grade school when you were 10 years old and you're on the playground with your friends, okay? And you are standing here and he's standing here and he's chasing you so that he can tag you, okay? If your friend and you run at the exact same speed and you guys are matched, evenly matched, and you run in a straight line forever and he's behind you by 5 steps right now, will he ever catch you ever? If it goes infinite? No.
No.
Right? He will never catch you infinitely. Now, if there is a wall that you eventually run into, can he potentially catch you?
Yes.
Yes. So now, here's the thing is, whenever you are running into a wall, okay, and your friend's chasing you, you're not going to run into the wall. You're not stupid. You're trying to escape, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to arch yourself. Do you see that? You're going to arch yourself, but your friend's also not stupid. He's not going to chase directly behind you because that means once you clear that wall, you just keep running forever. So what your friend is going to do is your friend is going to arch like this to catch you here. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the point I'm trying to make is I explained those two concepts. So for spacing and tethering, there's the car analogy, and then there's the game of tag. The next thing I have to think about within the game of tag is the space available when the engagement happens. So look at this. Right here. Boom. Now the game has begun, the spacing and tethering game. The second this guy walks out of the brush. So right now, the game of tag is being built like this. Do you see that? It's like this forever. Until you either run into a wall, or you run into a graves, or you run into a tower. So this is the theory behind it. Now, the best way for you to play the situation is to re-angle the fight like this. Because that means that you can technically run to mid lane all the way if he decides to chase you. You never want to arch yourself towards the tower, because whenever you arch yourself, that means your friend can tag you. Does you understand? And you never want to let a melee champion tag you ever. So right here, notice what you did. Auto, Q. This is good. This is all good. This is good so far. Now, you need to keep going this way. Now the space available has been created like this. And the space is being created all the way to mid lane right now. All the way to bot lane, actually. That's the infinite range that can happen. So you don't have a wall that's going to block you. Okay? I don't know why you would ever do this. Because look what you did. Your friend is trying to play tag with you. Why would you run into your friend? That does not make sense. See? So that's why you lose in this situation. Because remember, 2 objects moving in the same direction is double the speed. If you keep moving away from him, the speed is relative to each other. You're still escaping him. But because here you cut in, he gets to auto you. And one of the worst things as a Vayne player is getting autoed by a melee champion. It's very bad. So now you've corrected the spacing and tethering game. Now it's this way. But you've sacrificed your HP and auto attacks to your face to redirect the space available game to you. Which sometimes, by the way, you have to do. Because if you know their enemy jungler is coming from here, fuck that, I'm not going that way. I'm going to cut through and I'll tank 2 autos, right? That's fine. So it just depends on the situation at hand. But in this case, and there's no jungler coming for your ass right now, you had to keep running straight. And then you had to maybe juke his Tahm Kench Q at some point, and then you can chase him again if he's not chasing you anymore. But look at this. Right now, Tahm Kench is autoing you. The space that you created was here. Why are you making it like this? Did we forget that there's a wall here? So I don't understand why you went the direction you did. So you made two errors here. The first one is this one. This was good right here. Then this is shit right now. Now this is garbage. But it's still okay if you think that Graves was coming. But let's keep going with your mistake, okay? So we fixed it, which is fine. Now, the most effective way to get away from Tahm Kench is this. Now it's this.
I don't know what I did.
I don't know why you went like this. Because If you go in a line this way, you will eventually get to tower. The only
Yeah.
thing you can tell me here is, Saskio, I'm moving this way, but I'm trying to juke to dodge Tom Kench Q. Then I understand. But I don't think that's what's going through your mind right now. You know what I mean? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
And maybe it could be going through your mind to dodge Tom Kench Q like that. But the problem is you're so close to him that he doesn't even have to actually shoot the Q. He can just hold it forever. That's the thing. Now, next thing. Why would you ever let him walk away? That does not make sense. He engaged the fight on you and went so deep into you. As Vayne, we have lethal tempo. Once we stack this up, our attack speed's very high. What you should do here now... Wait, Ayat. Right here. Tom Kench is running away. Why would you run away? He's already engaged himself so far deep inside of you that you may as well now chase him because you have the HP to do so. You have a good amount of HP, so you can chase him. Remember, look right here. Two objects moving in this opposite direction is double the speed relative to each other. That means you will never catch him. So why would you disengage here? Because this is a trade that's really good for him. As a ranged top laner, you want to be trading in a way where you get like 5 autos to 1 ability. Right here, you know what you did? You traded 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. You never do that as Vayne. That is one of the worst things you can do against a melee matchup. You need to be trading 5 to 1 every single time. 5 autos to your face, you give me 1 back. That's how it works. And then that's how you win each matchup. So in this situation, you cannot let this guy walk away. You should have popped Ghost right when you saw him start walking away. And then now, run him down. If he turns around on you, you also turn around away from him. And notice how, I want you to now picture this. Do you have a brother or a sibling?
Yeah.
Someone younger than you, right? Okay. I want you to think about it like this. Right now, you're like, what, 20-something? Don't answer that question. But
Sure.
you're 20-something. Let's say your 7-year-old brother, right? He's a very small guy.
Yeah.
He wants to punch you, okay? But his arms are very short. He can't reach you. So he has to go closer to you to punch you, okay? So, but you're a big guy. You can reach him longer because your arms are longer, right? So think about it like this. If your brother walks towards you, but you have a challenge where he should not ever be able to tag you at all, you want to go backwards too. Does that make sense? You go backwards, but you can still attack him.
Mm-hmm.
And then now let's say your brother walks away and tries to run away from you. Now you go forward at the same time. And notice how you can still tag him while he can't tag you. Do you understand that concept in your mind now? So basically, right here, Tom Kench can no longer tag you. You want to be able to stick in range with him to be able to keep tagging him because you're a ranged champion. And the only thing you have to worry about when you're chasing him is, does he also turn around and run towards you? Because when he turns around and runs towards you, and you're running towards him still, remember, 2 objects moving in the same direction is double the speed, he will actually be able to swipe an auto on you. So if you're able to call that he's going to turn around on you, and you also turn around at the exact same time that he turns around, notice how now you can still auto him. And then he'll realize, oh shit, I can't chase this guy. He's going to turn around again. And you also turn around again. And notice how you're infinitely being able to attack him without him being able to attack you. Do you see that now? That's how it works. Yep. So right now, you cannot disengage this. You have to be able to stay re-engaged with him because of your 6 lethal tempo stacks. But because you disengage the situation, now he gets to walk away free, play lane, and now you have 3 melees on your ass, just running your ass down. Any question? Is this confusing at all, or does it fully make sense?
It makes fully sense.
Okay. Now, it's cool and all, I explain this to you. It's one thing to execute it in a real game against a real human being. I don't have any advice for that. You just have to be able to recognize you're in the moment when you're doing something like this and be able to just do your best. Because sometimes I make a mistake when I do this. It's just natural.
It's learning by doing now.
Yep. But sometimes players might outplay you, you know what I mean? Like they might have done something that fucked your mind. Like, for example, when I play against a ranged top laner, here's what I do, okay? I walk towards the Vayne. the Vayne tumbles backwards. Most people will continue chasing into the Vayne and just get autoed, and then the Vayne would keep walking away. Here's what I do, okay? I walk towards Vayne, I see Vayne tumble backwards. Then, what I do is I turn around for 1 split second. Just for 1 second. Not even 1, 0.2 seconds. So the enemy person sees my character model turn around. What does the Vayne do when they see that? They click forward, right? So then they can try to break their Q auto. What I do now is I turn around. But remember, 2 objects moving in the same direction is double the speed. And that is when I get them. Just by turning around for 0.1 seconds, but then instantly turning around again to catch the Vayne going forward. Just for that 1 split second. So that's what I do when I play against a Vayne top. Some people might do that against you, okay? So be careful of that.
Yeah.
Right here? This is simple zone of influence now. The area somebody can impact. Right now, you have nothing to last hit. This is not last hittable. Tom Kench is autoing this mage minion right now. You are behind a minion. As long as you don't arch yourself out here. As long as you stay here. Why are you not autoing and then queuing right here and autoing this guy? Because he is now standing still to last hit a minion, and he's entered your zone of influence. So then you need to take advantage of this. This is a simple laning phase now. Any questions here?
No.
Okay.
All makes sense.
So your trade patterns have to be also based off. Do you need to last hit minions? Are you safe behind minions so that you don't get hit by his abilities? And in that situation, all those conditions were met. You could not get queued as long as you stood in the right place. You could not get autoed. You should be auto queuing his face right there and then walking away. Like this. Not into the brush. It's just 1 melee minion. It won't even tag you, so you're fine. The one that was going to die earlier. Now, next thing. When do champions get level 2? I want you to tell me the answer right now.
7 minions.
7 minions. Now, why are you not flying full speed at this guy? Is my question to you. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
So right now, you need to identify, okay, I'm going to get level 2 off this melee minion. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to posture up. Maybe not here. Right here. Auto. If he's still hanging around, my ass is popping Ghost, queuing towards him, and if I see a Q fly out for even 1 second, I'm flashing it, and then I'm still running him down, and then he's a gunner. Because now you have 2 abilities, Q and W. You have Lethal Tempo being stacked, and you have your passive, which is 30 movement speed on Vayne, and you have Ghost. So his Ghost counters your Ghost, but that doesn't matter. The fact that you're so close to him already and you're running him down is already over.
I had like 3 chances to kill him.
No, you had like 10 this game, but I'll go through them as we go. But right here, that was the easiest kill of your life. And then if he goes into a bush, look what you got, my brother. Award. And then maybe you realized it too late. I'm not sure, but it's already long gone. Yeah. It's already done. You lost the element of surprise already. To cheese, identify the minion, and pull the trigger. If enemy is 2 first, run. That's it. That's simple. So far with your gameplay, I know this is something that you lack of. You don't have, like, based on what I'm watching, you don't have like a wolf spirit inside of you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to like demolish your opponent. This is something that you need to be able to develop.
Okay.
If you want to climb, because every single person in any aspect of life, right? And I know you're studying business, you told me. They have like this wolf spirit inside where they want to kill something. That's the best way for me to describe it. Right now with your gameplay, I don't feel that at all. I just feel like you're just farming, playing safe, trying to scale. Yeah. But you've seen inspirational videos before. In what world does that ever get you anywhere, right? Maybe some games you might win because of it, because maybe bot lane and mid lane just like got a bunch of solo kills already 4 minutes into the game, and you're 0-0 top. You can play safe in that situation if you want, but As you can see from this game, as we go through, you inevitably just lose because you do nothing. The only person who did something was maybe Viego, and bot lane and mid lane just fucking ran it the fuck down. So you have to be able to channel that energy, especially as a Vayne, who has ranged advantage on these melee champions. Execute perfectly, get the kills, clean the waves, and then you will win. That's the repeat thing that you do over and over again on Vayne top. And you have to have like some like will this to like try to shit on your opponents. So will spirit, try to shit on your opponents. Like that's the best way for me to describe it, bro. But of course, that doesn't mean dive into them and run it down, right? And get hit by every ability.
Yeah.
That means you dive into them, dodging their abilities at the same time and landing your shit at the same time. Nice cannon. Nice mage. Okay, so right now, if you're gonna overstay a 4th wave, normally a lot of people do 3-wave crashes and then they base. But because your wave stalled so long because of some weird shenanigans, you have to ward on this timer. This is such a common timer for junglers to be topside, so you have to ward for it. If you ever stay for wave 4, if you only play 3 waves, you can get away with it. Of course, sometimes people will do 3 camps and gank you on the 3rd wave, but if that happens, you'll normally be able to escape by just using Ghost.
Yeah, that all makes sense.
Yep. And here's the thing, is it makes sense right now. However, what's going to happen is you're going to go into game again, and you're going to forget everything. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have to play the game while also remembering what I coached you on, and I know this will happen. But here's the thing, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. My objective with my coaching is for you to have the knowledge and information to know when you're fucking up. So then, over the next period of 100 games, it starts to all make sense. The spacing and tethering game just happened. That's Saskia explained. Oh, that was zone of influence there, me walking into him. Oh, right here, my mechanics was dog shit. I played this incorrectly. Or, oh, I see this wave management situation, Saskia explained. And then notice how, over time, you start to fill in the pieces that I gave you, and you start to slot them into your overall picture and your overall gameplay. That is the objective with my coaching. Not for you to improve the next game once we get off the call right now. It's for that. Does that make sense? Okay, that's the objective here. If you're gonna base, by the way, there's no point warding. It's just pointless. You may as well just base. And then just come back, and then you figure it out then. That like, what is that ward defending? Nothing. You're not even there.
Nothing.
Okay, the wave state is pushing towards us. This is good. Yep, you want to play safe? Okay, right here. Here's what I would do next time, okay? In this exact situation, I give you permission to be stupid, okay? Well, here's what you do. Tumble right here. Let me go back one frame. And I want to ask you a question. Why am I telling you to be stupid here?
Because Viego is coming.
Yes. So right here. But what?
He wants to trade with me. It comes like in melee range, and then can't run away.
Yeah. So what you do here is you tumble right here. Auto him. He's gonna Q you and then W here. If he only Qs you and walks away, that means he called your bluff. Not bluff. He called your Viego play. But if he's stupid, then you got the play. Congratulations. Q right here. Auto. He Qs. He Ws right here. Knocks you up. You don't have to flash that, by the way. You can just tank the entire thing. Your HP will go to half, but it doesn't matter because this guy comes in and just kills him. Yeah. So you should have acted stupid here. What is Tom Kench about to do?
Like, he will jump away.
Yes, so what do you need to do?
I think it's his W. I need to stun him.
And how do you stun him?
My E.
Ward. The first thing that should go through your mind right now is get a ward in that brush, and click E as fast as you can. In this situation, if I was in high elo, I would even flash into this bush to make sure it happens.
Mm-hmm.
No Tom Kench ever should have walked here, by the way. All Tom Kench should have just walked this way and pressed one simple button. Flash, and he would have lived. I don't know what he did here. This is gold elo, so you can tell that these players are bad. Viego also landed the craziest W of his life, which is well played. Also, never tumble to the left there. Why? Or
I want to
upwards left.
cut him.
You want to cut his flash angle.
way. Yeah.
Yes, so you should never tumble there. Flash a Q here. If he runs this way, it doesn't matter. He's just dead. If he flashes here, you're still in range and you hold his angle to run away from you. So lots of things that you have to keep in mind to clean out ganks like that and kills like that. Good. Risky base, but we'll take it. I would have went to this bush, but it's fine. Now, in regards to your buy, you had around 700 gold. I think you should have went. I think right here you go boots, and you go longsword for your board.
Okay.
It gives you more flexibility with movement speed. Recurve bow on its own is a really weird item to just have. So I think boots, longsword makes a lot more sense because that allows you to build into the Vab Scepter after, which I really love lifesteal on Vayne. Or that lifesteal item in particular. Right here, you should be using another tumble. Small stuff. You should be tumbling right here. Tumble. And then you should tumble right here. Now, because you never want to sit at full mana ever as Vayne when you're walking back to lane. You always want to be down mana, because here's the thing is that when you're down mana, that means you're regaining mana. But in this case, you just want to get to lane faster. I would only use one more Q. I would not use two. But you should definitely use Q here for sure to get back to lane faster. One more at least. Okay, the wave state is slow pushing towards us. Whenever a wave state is slow pushing towards us as Vayne, we want to shave the wave as much as we can without bouncing the wave back or getting poked and dying. And the reason why we do this is because we want to hold the freeze right here. And what that does is that allows us to now make the enemy top laner walk up, and now we poke the crap out of them. Because they're trying to clear the wave, to crash the wave. And if they get low enough, you just pop Ghost, GG. Right? Done. Done deal.
Yeah.
And if you cannot poke them or they clear the wave too quickly, all you do is say, okay, back off. Let the wave crash underneath the turret, farm the wave, and then now you build up the bounce back towards them, where you also play aggressive again. If you can, of course. That's it. That's the wave states for Vayne. Wave slow pushing towards us, shave it as much as we can, freeze the wave. Infinitely. Poke the fuck out of them. Right here, there could be angles to play aggressive. It's a little risky, because if you fuck up, you lose this entire wave, so you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Like, that's good right there. Good. You should be shaving the wave a bit more. It's too big now. I don't know why in ever God's green earth you would ever tumble there. That does not make sense. Right here. Like, why not just auto and then tumble here and then auto?
Yeah.
Unless you think you need to beat the tower shot auto attack, then you auto it and then you tumble right here. So then your bolt only has this far to travel instead of this far. But then why would you ever tumble into Tahm Kench's zone of influence? That doesn't make sense. So right now you need to be thinking about his zone of influence. That if you go there, he's going to click set ability. And in a lot of situations in this game, you ignored that concept completely. And I know you watched the videos already for the zone of influence section. But then why would you enter it but not be ready to try to dodge it? And it happened throughout this entire game the entire time. So to utilize the concept zone of influence effectively, you need to be able to identify the area somebody can impact, and if I do enter the range, okay, of their ability, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with entering someone's range. When they click the damn ability, what are you doing? It's a very simple question that League of Legends will ask you every single time you get inside someone's zone of influence. And if you don't have a good response, you're probably dead. It's that simple. Ding! Free Q to the face for no reason. Right here, I would ego. I would ego 3 autos right here. Not yet, right? Wait for it. Not yet. So get that mage minion. Right here.
Here.
I would walk right
Okay.
here. He's gonna TK Q here. I'm gonna Q right here and auto him. Or even here. Auto him. If he chases me, I'm gonna turn around and auto him. Then I'm gonna run towards him, knowing that he's gonna run away. Auto him. And then you can keep going if you want, because now you have 3 lethal tempo stacks. This is the ego angle that you have to look for. 100%. Because he's gonna look to Q something right now. And you want it to be you, but you want to be able to dodge it. While also being able to cut him off, and now play the spacing and tethering game that we talked about. Also, he can counter you by just walking to the bush, by the way. But some people aren't smart enough to do that. They just keep walking down the lane and you just keep chasing them. So right there, you're kind of hoping that he's bad. But we've already identified that every player in this elo is bad. So we can take advantage of that. Right now, I hope what's going through your mind right now is Tom Kench can click W and show up on top of your face at any second right now. I hope that's what's going through your mind. I said it out loud,
Yeah.
which prompted you toward the bush. But if I'm not in the game here, sitting here watching you play the game, I hope that was what's going through your mind. And I hope that you're thinking, okay, Tom Kench can Q me right here. I'm not going to stand in this area right here. I'm going to AFK right here, and I'm going to be ready to tumble right here. Right when I see any animation on my screen of anything at all. Instant tumble right there. And then from there, you can chase him down and play a spacing and tethering game with him. Oh, it was the next play when he warded. Okay, but right here, the wave is pushing towards him. You should not be letting him auto. That's illegal.
Okay.
Right here. That melee minion right there. He's gonna walk up and auto this because he has no Q. You should walk up, auto, Q, auto, or a lighter Q, auto, and then run away. Before his next Q is available. Because his Q is down right now. Right here. 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Because whenever the wave is slow pushing towards your opponents, you want to be able to poke them down. Because the worst thing that can happen is you're over here 3 waves from now, and then he's full HP, you're full HP, and then he just runs you down because he has so much HP to work with to fight you. Because your objective whenever you build a slow push, which is what is happening right now, is to get their HP lower. So if you get ganked when the wave's over here, the enemy top laner is useless. So all you're doing is just 1v1ing the enemy jungler. And then the top laner comes in and you sweep him up for a free kill. Right there. That was an ego. You can Q here, right? When you see the Tom Kench Q, and auto him once. Back up. Last hit the minion, and then figure it out from there. No wolf spirit. You need the wolf spirit, bro.
Alright.
Right here.
And I can see it.
Right here, my brother. You're inside his zone of influence. You should be ready to dodge that shit. So that's fine. Right now. Right when you see this, this is what you do. You walk forward. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a very common thing to do against Zac players when they charge up their E. Every Zac player is going to overshoot it where you're going, right? It's very common. But what you do to fuck with them is you pretend to walk backwards for one step while they're charging, and then you walk forward. This only works if it's Zac by himself, by the way. And this also works against Nocturne. Whenever a Nocturne ults you and you're playing Vayne with no sums, let's say he ults you and you want to go to tower, right? You walk this way as Nocturne's flying in. He flies in. And then you alt Q this way. Why do you do that?
I have no idea.
Because Nocturne thinks you're going to go this way. This is natural Nocturne instincts, right?
Yeah.
Because you're invisible. But in reality, you went this way. And then now, his E breaks, so he can't fear you anymore. And then now, the spacing and tethering game has been created. Like this. Very simple stuff. So this is a common thing to do. Walking forward to dodge abilities that fly past you. This is common against Lux E2. You get my point. But yeah, right here, why would you ever walk backwards the most standard way possible? Like this is noob walking right here. He's obviously gonna dub you over there. You walk forward, and then you arch yourself around this way, and then you kite back. You auto him, Q, auto, E, push him away, and then walk away. Nice, that was good. Okay, right here. You dodged that, that was good. You auto him. Why are we standing inside of his zone of influence? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You should be standing here autoing him.
Yeah.
And then right here, what are we waiting for? E his ass, bro. E his ass! That step was garbage. It should have been away. Directly. Directly away. Because remember, two objects moving in the same direction is relative speed. But right now, this is two objects kind of moving in the same direction. Do you see that? Like, this doesn't make sense. So now he's able to catch up to you very easily here. And then you just E him right here. It's done. E him. Walk away. You're so lucky you didn't tank a tower shot. You're supposed to lose this, by the way.
I don't know how
Sorry,
he died.
I'm sneezing. Okay, right here.
Let's see.
You got so fucking lucky. Thank you, by the way. You let him auto you like 10 times for free? And then? I don't know why he didn't just Q you. What is this? Why is two objects moving in the opposite direction? He should be going towards you. He should have auto-Q'd your ass right away. No sums? No mana for Q? Why didn't he Q? But you see that? Two objects moving the opposite direction is double the speed. And that's all it took for you to escape is Q. And now you decided to turn. But two objects moving the same direction is still double the speed. So you're able to actually auto-attack him. Okay, now the next thing you need to think about is if Graves is here. Oh, by the way, good job on this, I guess. You didn't outplay him. He outplayed himself, which is really bad on his part. Now, the next thing you need to think about is the enemy jungler. You have to think about Ezreal ults and Jinx ults. It should always be in your mind after a play like this. If there's any cross-map things, you need to run and reposition to be completely outside of it. So right now, on top of thinking about that, you should also be thinking about wave state. The wave state looks like it's pretty odd, pushing towards them. So you do have to fix this wave. So the first thing you should do is clear yourself from any Graves or any Graves play. Once you clear that, then you can focus on the minions out here. Because how does Graves land an ult from over here? It won't work. And if it comes from here, Viego's already here to cover. And then now you just clear the wave with Viego, and then you part push the wave, then you crash and you win. You can't say, I didn't expect Graves. How? Why?
No.
He's in the game. That's the thing.
To be honest, I don't know what his ult is.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay, wait, let me see. How long is the range?
Very
is it
long.
Like, okay. Okay.
And then it goes like this. That's how it goes. So I think if you ran straight this way, you would have lived. Because that would have been the most efficient way to escape a Graves. Because if you cut this way, he gets to catch up to you. And if he's over here, he also catches you too. But if you run this way, you'll be able to clear yourself and then be able to focus on the wave. So that Vayne versus Tahm Kench play, it wasn't a good play, by the way, the way you played it. It just so happened that he was shit enough that you were able to beat him. So that's not a play to be proud of. The way to be proud of plays is when you know you dodged everything, or most abilities, and you spaced the fuck out of them and you played spacing tethering properly. That did not happen there. All that happened there was him trolling. So I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm trying to be objective. That I want you to be able to be intentional with how you're winning these fights. Everything you just did there was unintentional. And because you're in my school community and you got coaching from me, you clearly want to actually get better at the game. So
Yeah.
you want every play that you're making to have been intentional, and you led up to that play. You worked their HP down, you played the wave management in a certain way, and then you all-in, and then you said, okay, when I all-in, I'm gonna Q here, and then I'm gonna move a weird way to dodge this ability, and then full all-in this guy. That's what I want going through your mind. I don't want you to just be like, yay, we accidentally killed him. That is not how you improve.
No, I don't want that either.
Yes. Okay. One small thing here, this is not Vayne related, but whenever you are in base, first thing is click to the steps. So right here, right when you spawn or right when you finish basing, the first thing that you always do is immediately click right here. And the reason why is because you can still buy from here to here. So many noobs I watch, so many, it pisses me off. They just stand here and buy items. Why? Why would you ever do that? Does not make sense. Click here. From here to here, you buy your items. And then, if you need HP, then you wait for HP right here. But never stand right here, ever in a million years. Always stand right here, because you still maintain your home guards, even when you're standing here. And what this does is this saves a couple steps. You see that? A couple steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I should tumble one more time.
Yeah. 2 tumbles for sure. Unless you you left the base without full mana, then you can do 1 tumble only. Because sometimes the wave is so big, you have to just get back as fast as you can. It does happen sometimes. Then you do that. That was good right there. Wave is pushing towards us. We know Graves is top lane. Okay, and this is good. Wave's pushing towards us. He's having trouble farming because all he can do is just Q. He cannot auto, which means he cannot get every single minion, which is good for us. Right here. Why is this allowed? I know there's a cannon dying, but you need to find a way to get both. Right now. Walk towards him. Right here. Auto him at least once. I don't think it does shit, but it's the principle and the idea that you're trying to execute, right? That you're trying to punish everything you can. But it didn't happen. And then right there, you're standing in the open. That was kind of a mini outplay from him that you need to watch out for. But every single ability that has like a Nautilus Q or a Tahm Kench Q, at the end, there's like a lollipop effect where it like extends the range kinda, and it can bounce off the things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing, but
It's
it's something you have to watch out for.
With the Mundo Q, no?
Yep, Mundo Q is the same thing too.
Yeah. That should.
Now, the next thing is in Zone of Influence. In my videos, I teach that you can purposely bait abilities. So what you can do here is you can purposely stand right here, and then Q, right here, right away, and then auto him. That could be a play. You did it unintentionally here. Look. Look. You walked here. Do you see this? You walked here, and then you left, and that prompted him to try to Q you. Now that was an accident. I know you did that on accident, but you can do it on purpose. Unless you did that on purpose, I'll give you a chance to defend yourself. No, okay. I don't know. Nope, that's bad.
I don't know why I'm standing there.
Yeah. This was good, the Q auto, but after that, the auto is bad. That's good. That's good. And then right now, just run. Or juke left if you think he's going to shoot his Q here. But then you walk back in. What? Oh my god. He autoed you 3 times and you lost your entire HP bar, bro. And then he stood in the open.
Oh my god.
Right now is when I told you. He can jump on you whenever he wants. Why would you ever stand here? You should be AFK right here, waiting for Tom Kench to W right here, and right when you see the animation, you alt Q backwards or just Q backwards if you don't want to full commit to the play, and then play spacing and tethering game with him. But instead, you were like, yeah, let me walk towards the bush in line of sight of Tom Kench Q toward it, instead of, you know, walking like this to ward right here, maximum range. And then if I see an animation, I'm dodging his W. And you're thinking about this all in advance before he even does it to you. And then now you're so lucky he just missed. Right there. You see him pressing W. What are you doing?
I'm again running into it. Oh my god.
Like, unless this Tom Kench outplays you and shoots the W here, thinking that you're not going to run this way, then he outplayed you. Right? Congratulations. But what Tom Kench player is going to do that? Nobody. Nobody's going to do that. So I don't know why. You saw it too. Like, you can now you can see it. You can see where it is. Why didn't you just go this way for one step? That doesn't make sense. You instead chose to walk into it instead of dodging it, and then now it's just fucked. Then you queued, then ulted when you're supposed to ult, then Q, and then now you're just fucked. You can't do anything anymore. Goodbye. So lots of errors there, lots of errors. That could have been easily prevented just from understanding what Tom Kench does. And then being able to react in time. Because here's the thing is, you don't want to play this game where you're like responding to everything, where you're like, oh no, he just pressed Tom Kench W. No, you don't want that. You want to think, okay, if I walk up here and he Tom Kench W's right now, what am I gonna do? And then you respond to it because your mind is already prepared for it. But right now, it feels like you're not preparing for anything at all. That's all I'm saying. Oh, this was so illegal. Oh my god. Why would you ever walk backwards here? This doesn't make sense. Look at this freeze frame. How illegal is this, though? Am I crazy or what? Right? So right here, he tanks 2. And then why would you walk backwards? That doesn't make sense. You should be walking forward.
Should all in him.
Now you should all in him. Right here. Let me drink water, 1 second.
God, now I'm happy that it's getting recorded so I can rewatch it.
Yep. So right here, unless you're telling me Saskia Graves is in this bush right now, I'm not doing it. Then I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you 100%. If you're telling me that to my face, then I trust your judgment. But you didn't say that. So right now, you should be full all in this guy, because if he runs like this, how does he run away from a Vayne with a Ghost and 30 movement speed from her passive and boots? Not happening. Never ward this bush. Ward the third bush. Because even if he W's right now to here, and you ward this bush, then you still get him. But if he just AFKs here, then you just face check. So which bush you ward is very important because it dictates whether you can continue chasing someone or not. And then right here, this is just good luck in esports alcove gaming. Whoever plays it better is better. I guess right now we just have to run. There's no way around it. Just run. I don't know why you kited. You should just ran. This is all a waste of time. Just run. Get out of there, my boy. Good. Blade of the Rune King. No!
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Holy shit, he's half HP, bro.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
We're playing so far back. It doesn't make sense. And then you choose to play aggressive when you can't play aggressive. When you could have played aggressive when you're trying to Q that minion, right? So it's like, there's a half HP Tahm Kench. You can just go, bro. But you waited too long, so now there's people here. But you can still outplay this. All you do now is ward the bush, and then now you flash. Easy. Flash right here, or right here. And then you go from there. Or, if you're really good at the game, okay. Right now, you chased. Now you're smart enough to know that he's gonna Tahm Kench W away or something. So then now you move to dodge it. So then now you can maybe move here if you think he's gonna play an aggressive one. Instead of just walking brain dead into the most obvious spot that you would go. You can go here, you can go here. But you went into the one place he was Tahm Kench W'ing, right? Or you could press S and stand still. Because no Tahm Kench is gonna shoot their W here. They're gonna predict that you're moving towards this location right here. So you have to be able to be unpredictable, but your unpredictability still has to make sense towards chasing where they want to go. Does that make sense? It can't be so stupid that you can't continue to chase them after. It has to make sense towards where they're going. And then why would you tumble there? You can't. You have to flash that. It's over, right? So, and then now it doesn't matter what you do. It's just over. That was a 1v2, by the way. Angle. For sure. Because after you kill this guy, you just dodge brand Q and then you win. He's dead. Okay. That was a double kill right there that you forgot. Next up. They did Herald. Unexpected. But you need to expect it. Walk along the wall. Okay?
Okay.
And you want to make this a habit. When walking back to lane. Walk along the wall. Unless you need to collapse on a play happening. Because if you're collapsing on a play that's happening here, that means the jungler's here, right? You can't die to him when you face check. Because he's fighting here. So that's what you always want to do. Because if you're here, you have a second to respond to the play. 1 second instead of no seconds. Goodbye. Okay, and I think there's one more opportunity you can win. Hey, right here. You have red buff. You have all the conditions you need to beat a Tahm Kench. You have Bork. You have red buff. You have Ghost, and you have ultimate. And I want you to know, I want you to recognize, this guy bought the worst item you can buy against Vayne when you're winning as Tahm Kench. So he made your life even easier. And look what he bought here. he didn't buy plated steel caps. This guy is begging you to just get him, but you didn't get him. Right there, you have to go right there. That was the angle right there. Right when he Qs the cannon, because he's obviously gonna Q the cannon. You ult fucking everything over here. He gets the cannon, and then you just fight him. He clicks W, you eat him right away, and then you just kill him. Hold range on him, and don't let him melee auto-attack you, and you're fine. Hey, you pull the trigger here. Boom. 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 You autoed a minion. I don't know why you did that, instead of going to the bush to auto him once. And then, here's the thing, my brother. Whenever you pop the Ghost and ult on Vayne, you never stall the fight, ever. Unless you have to dodge a specific ability. You want to get him while you have those abilities available. That you can keep going invisible. You've already lost it now, it's over. Nothing you do here matters. And then it's GG. So yeah, and then now the game is truly over. There's nothing much you can do anymore. So, the repetitive process here is your mechanical execution needs work. And mechanical execution comes down to camera control. You said you have troubles unlocking your camera, which you don't have to, by the way. It comes down to mouse accuracy and just character control overall. Now, the next thing is zone of influence. You do not fully understand this concept. You need to drill this in your brain. And the way you drill this in your brain, okay, is by watching scripting videos. Do you know what scripting is?
Like cheating.
Yes, cheating.
Okay.
Scripting is cheating, but it's very educational because you want to script it with your brain and your hands, right? Because the most optimal way to play League of Legends is to script, obviously, right? Because you're able to predict exactly where their abilities are when it's coming out. You're able to see the ranges of their abilities, how fast it travels, how big the ability is. And of course, that's cheating. But then, what's stopping you from doing that in your brain and your hands before it even comes out? What's stopping you from drawing Tom Kench's zone of influence 24/7, where you can Q like this? His auto attack range, right? His W range. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. You just have to be able to practice it. And that the same thing applies to like Graves, Varus, and Brand, etc., etc. You have to be able to start developing the skill so that when you approach people, you know how to approach them to be able to cut off their pathing to escape the tower, but also be able to dodge their abilities. And zone of influence influences also your mechanics. What the fuck? Let me draw. Your mechanics. Because now this dictates how you should click, where you should click, and what you should be worrying about. Does that make sense? The zone of influence part.
Yeah.
Wave management, you will pick it up over time. I don't want to cover that too much because you're having trouble just fighting your opponent by itself. That we can't even talk about this yet. Because there's like 2 wave crashes, 3 wave crashes, there's freezes, there's all sorts of little things. Decision making is big. You're not min-maxing everything. Let me explain min-maxing, by the way. Min-maxing is very simple. It's just you're putting in minimum input for maximum output. That's it. Every single scenario here was like free. Like the 7 minion level 2 cheese, right? Like you should have saw the opportunity and min-maxed it and then move forward and mechanically executed on it. Whenever you're in base, you're not min-maxing. I'm not asking you to 1v5 pentakill. I'm asking you to click to the steps, buy your items, and then walk to lane, right? Like, that's what I'm asking you to do. Also, all the easy shit that you should be doing, and by the way, this is all the boring shit. I know everyone who watches wants to get all these crazy pentakills, these clips. That is all bullshit, okay? What matters is all of this boring stuff and all the base fundamentals of these things are covered before you even think about those plays, right? Because how can you play for a pentakill when you can't even draw someone's simple zone of influence in a team fight? It just doesn't make sense, because at that point now, you're hoping that they miss their abilities, or you're hoping you accidentally dodge their abilities so you can get a good play. And that is not the way you want to operate. As I said earlier, you want things to be intentional. You want to have calculated everything already and how to dodge these abilities. And that right there will make you fulfilled when you actually improve at League of Legends instead of accidentally getting to higher elo and deep down truly knowing that you don't deserve that elo because you just accidentally got their queuing. That's it. So intentionality. Okay.
So always being one step ahead, right?
Essentially, yes. Always think one step ahead. Being like, okay, if this guy walks here or uses this ability here, I'm going to respond to this. And then now you just have to translate that thought into your hands, into the keyboard, into the mouse, and into the game. And then you repeat that process over and over again. Okay. 3:22. What time did we start? 1:40? Okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about here? Any questions?
I don't think so. I think I have to practice my mechanics to play it better,
Okay.
I guess.
So we're not done the session yet. I'm going to review another game of yours. I'm going to choose at random. But I'm going to end the recording for the YouTube video. So goodbye, YouTube.